Today we're gonna ask one of a very controversial question. What is the difference between being witchy and actually being a witch? With TikTok aesthetics and crystal collections to real world witchcraft and spiritual practices, we're breaking down the difference between the look and the lifestyle. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Iron Cauldron. I am your host, the Cauldron Witch.
And I am the Crescent Moon. Hello.
Welcome, welcome. How are we?
We're good. Good.
Yes, yes.
Not
Sorry, it
great,
has been
but
a little
good.
bit of a minute. We have been, we visiting the country, checking scenery. We've been
Mm-hmm.
busy. It's been a little bit, a few weeks, but we're back and we got a hot, juicy episode discussing the difference between someone with a witchy aesthetic versus an actual witch.
Yes. And might I just say, coming back from vacation, I feel like is always the hardest because you're just out of your routines. Like we were not in our normal states for a good couple, several days. And now getting back to reality and integrating back into work. And then you had your birthday and then this and then that and the da 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 da. We're back now. We just had to get settled in again.
Yes. And you know what? I always coming home from a vacation go through a little depressed episode because I hate coming back home. Like
Mm-hmm.
I love, home, of course, but where I was is a lot better. And
Well,
so,
and it's just when you're I can only speak for me and you. When we're on vacation, like we're on vacation.
yeah, we are.
We don't discuss work, we don't think about work. We be out, we be partying, we be eating, we be shopping. Like what's work?
No, exactly. There is no work. And then we got to come back home and then there's nothing but work.
Work.
So,
And then oh my God, this happened and this happened. I don't give a shit what
exactly.
happened to Becky while I was gone. I was gone.
Exactly.
Like I don't
I was
care.
enjoying life gone. You think
Right.
did you hear me text you and ask, hey, what's going on? No, because I didn't
No.
care. Guess what? Now that I'm here, I don't care.
Right.
I
I
love it.
cared about the margaritas, the drinks, and the beach. That's all I cared about.
That's all I cared about, and I had it, and now I don't. And now you think I'm happy? Because I'm not. That's why.
Now,
That's why I'm gonna go home and make that my home.
right. And then I do realize that that work is what provided that vacation. However,
I don't give it. Look, we'll have that work when we live there. It ain't gonna be no damn different. It's just at least I'll be there.
yeah, well, it'll be better.
Yeah,
It'll be better.
exactly. So we will walk on dirt to get to the grass.
Yes. Or this sandy beach.
I mean,
Um,
specifically the ocean.
yes.
Just let me swim.
Let me be free.
Let me
Um,
swim.
so like before we get into the meat and potatoes of this, like what's your whole thing? Like give me like what's different to you, witchy versus witch? Like give me your thoughts.
Well, okay. So to me, witchy is people that have a sort of that they have the interests that witches per se would, like people that love to go visit cemeteries, go ghost hunting, who love the paranormal, conspiracies, who, love history even sometimes, especially darker history, who love serial killers, horror movies, the fantasy realms, like anything like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like the witchy and the witch have something in common, and that's their interests. You know what I mean? Because I
Mm-hmm.
know a lot of people that love the color black, who dress a little gothic, who have very witchy nails, who love to, who just has that style. You know what I mean? I know people that
Mm-hmm.
wear pentacles and it isn't because they're pagan or a witch, but because they love the look of it and they love the feel of it. Because sometimes, and we all know as witches that even getting our cloaks on and getting in our black and getting in whatever, it makes you feel powerful. It emphasizes your energy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and
Mm-hmm.
people love that without actually practicing the craft. So,
Mm-hmm.
that to me, so there's the difference. And then obviously a real witch, in my opinion, is someone that practices witchcraft. It is someone that changes physical realm with thought, with will, intent, manifestation. It is someone that can manipulate the energies around them to conform to their will. Aleister Crowley. And
Mhm.
it's someone that practices it not once, not twice, not here or there, but it's something that it's not a hobby to them. It's a lifestyle and it's who they are. And it's not some they could stop doing it, but in reality, the universe would make them continue. There would be
Mm,
situations or certain thoughts will just happen, and it's like, well, okay, I guess I really can't escape. And better to control it rather than have it be all willy nilly. You know what I mean?
mhm, mhm. I mean, I think once you learn where your magic is, like, it's hard to walk like, once you activate it inside yourself and you realize consciously what you're doing, your manifestations, your mental acuity for your m environment,
Right.
and you know how to tap into it at will, it's kinda hard to walk away from.
Hmm.
Like, you can. We both know people that have.
Hmm.
And we also know how their lives continue on, and it's the same thing represented in a different function. So
Exactly.
like it's very hard. Now, how do you feel about, or give me your thoughts on someone, I don't even know how to say this without, not, I'm not trying to mock people, but like how people that practice but don't, they're not showy about it, like you would never know, you would never
Oh,
know
like my okay,
outwardly.
so like my abuela,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Where she, you walk into her house, and the first impression that's gonna come to you is a normal Catholic woman, not
Right,
knowing she's actually a fucking witch. You know what I
right.
mean? There's so many people. You walk into their house, at most, the first thoughts that'll come to you is, oh, maybe like, oh, they're a gardener, oh, they're a hippie, oh, they're a little gothic. You know what I
Mhm,
mean? Those
mhm.
thoughts that'll come to mind first, but I know a lot of witches that love the plain Jane. You know what I mean? Kind of like, if you will, with like watching Charmed, because I love my Charmed references. You walk into the Hallowell Manor, and unless you go up in that attic or look through the fucking cabinets, they look like a normal fucking house of women.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
you would not suspect anything. And
Yeah, and
I'm not gonna lie, I struggle between, do I want a normal aesthetic and have the hidden doorway or hidden bookshelf to discover all the witchy rooms, or do I want the whole house to scream, walk around, even you walk down the block and you feel the chills and you're like,
mhm.
nah, I know who lived there. I struggle with that myself.
Yeah, I think never mind. I'm not gonna say that. I'm looking
Oh.
around and, like I said, I think I fall like in between, and then I'm like, "Oh." Well, okay, okay, okay. Hold on though, because there are people that appreciate the witch as the character she is
Hmm.
and love witches as the characters they are represented in media,
Hmm.
but aren't, like you look around my house, I've got one, two, three, four, five representations of a witch in a two-room span. And I mean like statuesque or pictures of witches.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I'm a witch. It just means I really like this how they
Yeah.
present.
I mean, let's not forget, there are occultists, there are professors that literally like study this and make it their life without actually having to be anything
Uh,
involved.
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
You can
So
appreciate it without being a practitioner of it.
exactly. I know people that literally will teach excuse me, professors in occult studies, and actually, make that something that they're very educated on, studying philosophy in school, in college. And something, I had a coworker who he just retired, and he's very spiritual, believes in Hermetic philosophy, which is an episode we will cover. He believes in all the same principles that witches and pagans believe in, but he is not. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
So, what was the
Oh,
question?
excuse me.
I'm sorry. Now I feel like you, girl. I get it. I get it. What was the question?
I don't remember. But moving on. Um
All right.
well, no. So like the undercovers. So like
Yeah.
My dad, you've been to my dad's house. So all guidance is he's a witch. Now nothing against him, but since mom's passed away, he's kind of changed the house into what he likes.
Mhm.
Because let's be honest, before it was all about what my mother wanted, which that's
Mhm.
just a female in general.
That's just how
Um,
it should be, gentlemen listening in.
but
That's how it should be.
but now if you walk in his house, it still looks like a witch lives there, and he's a pagan,
Mhm.
but he's not a practicing pagan. He
See,
doesn't practice witchcraft.
when I walk in his house, my instant thought, and forgive me, maybe because I am a witch, but yes, instantly I'd be like, oh, witch. But then you would tell me, no, just pagan, and I'd be like, okay, makes sense because
Yeah,
with pagans and witches, it's very,
they
it's
overlap a
they
lot.
do, they do, and maybe that's why there's a lot of pagan witches. You know,
Mm,
not that there's not a lot of Christian, Buddhist, Muslim witches out
yeah,
there, but I'm just saying that it blends very well sometimes because
it
nature
does.
based. The both of them are nature based.
Yes,
So
exactly. And it's like it's easy to make that correlation because I know a lot of people that start in paganism, leaving Christianity or leaving maybe an agnostic or atheist upbringing, and they just need something. They feel something, but they don't know what it is, and
right.
they end up in paganism, and then later transition into witchcraft fully.
Mm,
Which happens quite a bit. I mean, it's a
mm.
normal path, right?
I've seen the opposite too.
Yeah.
That goes from witches to, well, even pagan witches, but that lives the very witchy lifestyle and is actually a witch and practicing, that ends up as they get older lean off of the craft but still very true to their religion.
And that's fine.
Hmm.
That's I I really do. I know hot topic right now is cultural appropriation across the board for everything, but like appropriation is right beside appreciation. You know what I mean? And if you're appreciating it in the right respect,
There's a difference,
by
100%.
yeah, like you're respectful of X, Y, and Z. You appreciate it, you understand it. Doesn't mean you're all the way in yet, but you show it by your
Mhm.
actions, words, theology, whatever.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that because let me tell you, being a witch is not the easiest thing in the world. So if somebody is witchy, like we just went on vacation with someone that's very witchy,
Yeah.
but actually has a deep, almost fear of the actual craft, and
Mhm.
decided, I like the aesthetic, but I think I'm going to leave it to other people to do the
Exactly.
craft, and
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. We can still all
That's
get along because we
that's
all like
my
the same shit.
Right, that's my neighbor. She's very witchy. She has
Hmm.
pagan statues. She doesn't pray or devote, or she doesn't work with any deities or spirits or practice witchcraft by any means. She,
Hmm.
when she needs something done craft wise, she calls me up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's and and you can, again, without being disrespectful, you can appreciate in the sense because it's like, I love that you love that stuff. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Because I mean, I don't know. It makes me feel good. You know what I
It
mean? And
does
again,
because it was so taboo and so, string you up by your neck for such a long time. And now it's like, oh girl, please get into it. Get into
please.
it heavy.
Right. Be safe.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like, yes, I love, like, if I walk in, like, okay, for example, and something I do low key love about my coworkers, and it's not of their interest, and it wasn't their choice, it was mine. But I love that none of them are like terrified or like, oh, let's
Mhm.
let's hang this man. But I have a Ouija board hung up as decor in my office, and do we use it? No. Is it in practice? No, it's got a protective spell on it to keep that motherfucker. I don't even care if we're not using it. You stay safe. But
Mhm.
and so, like, it's decor and it's stuff we like. Again, and it's sometimes aesthetic is painted in a bad light, but
Mhm.
it's just it's a style. You know what I mean? That
Ah,
people love. It's things that people have common interests in and things that people can connect with.
I speaking of aesthetic and connecting, I am because I think it's just my whole generation, the Gen Xers and the elder millennials are like going back to our roots of the early 90s, late 90s, all that. And I'm trying to figure out how to blend Nancy Myers with Ralph Lauren and then my witchcraft aesthetic, because like to walk in my house, it's almost overwhelming. There's shit everywhere. It all has to do with one thing or another. It all kind of matches, but like kind
I
of
mean,
doesn't.
no, I think it does. I think it blends very well.
It's I got this gallery wall in my head that I want to do, and if you look up Nancy Myers, Ralph Lauren, they're all it's like the neatest, maximalist, comfy, cozy, organized thing. But
Yeah.
I like that I'm not a girly girl. So like the masculine of the Ralph Lauren with the feminine and cozy of the Nancy Myers, and then you throw a heavy sprinkle of witchcraft decor.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
I'm not a feminine, like I don't want
No,
flowers unless they're
no.
dead.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
like
Yeah.
there's just certain things. Like I want my inside to represent what's inside me.
Yes.
So I want my
Yes.
house to represent me. And it's right now we're all at war.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll be honest. Right now, don't even look at my house because we're in the process of moving, so there's
Mhm.
nothing right now and everything all at once. However, what I will say is that I mean, even well, like I said, I kind of struggle going back and forth between what kind of style I want in the house.
I
Because
mean, I
I'm
think you'll
very
figure it
much,
out really quick.
yeah, I'm very much, I like, because, again, Grandma Aggie from Halloween Town, her
Mhm.
bedroom in the second movie is
Mhm.
probably literally what my bedroom looks like right now. But I don't know. And I did have something I was going to bring up very specific. And do you think I kept on to it? Absolutely not. So
That's why
I
you're supposed
apologize.
to write
Oh,
notes.
and I brought a pen. I completely forgot. Watch, now that I have this, I won't come up with anything more.
Well,
But,
so
but,
speaking of Halloween Town, sort of like it's my life's mission if we could make that happen to just have a Halloween Town full of witches. That's
dude,
just like a commune or not commune.
I was gonna
May
say, okay.
maybe a little bit, but like a compound. You know how everybody's talking about, oh, we need a family compound.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah,
okay, but let's make it witchy. A little hippie witchy. I'm good. I'm down with it because that's like me, hippie
yeah,
witchy.
yeah.
I want to smoke my pot and I want to cast my smells, my
Oh,
spells, and then I just want to frolic in the woods. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
I want to catch fireflies again.
I know, me
But
too. Every time I see them, I'm just like, I will get you.
yeah, you're
Um,
going in a jar.
yeah, I was about to say, right in a jar. Yep. Fucking, I used to. Well, I was oh nostalgia. I didn't even have jars back then. I used these. I put them in damn
I mean,
bottles.
whatever you got, that's it.
Exactly.
It's the
Exactly.
action that matters, not the
Ex-
resource.
So,
Uh,
anyway, anyway,
what
moving on.
about do you? So okay,
And yes, it's every witch's dream to have their own Halloween town. Come on now.
I know,
If we can
I
make
know.
if we can make fucking Savannah a Halloween town.
I
If
wish,
Savannah would
God.
ever put like a Halloween town show on, which would never happen, but that would be phenomenal.
There's a town that me and Alan want to go to, and it's an hour ish away from here. It's called Conway, and I've see it on Facebook every year.
Mhm.
But they do this big Halloween town like deal, like the whole
Um,
town does stuff, and it's like a
yeah,
big deal. So I'm gonna try and go to that this year.
yeah, that's
I
like
I, I
what
want
I
to see
mean.
that.
I want to go to that. I
Yeah,
want to
I
fucking
love it
oh
when
my
towns come together in general and
yeah,
do like a big to do, like a craft fair or like the apple picking or
yeah,
the
pumpkin.
holiday thing, pumpkin patches. Like I love that shit.
Yeah,
That
I
is my
know, me
shit.
too.
That's why we want Halloween all year because that is the shit we like to do all
Oh
year.
my God. So off topic, my little town, my little city right
Hmm.
here where I live, they fucking literally did a summer ween. This like just like 2 weekends ago, if not last weekend, where the kids went
It's
trick or
gaining
treating.
popularity. It's gaining in popularity, let me tell you.
Tell you what,
And I'm here for it.
because I'm not gonna lie, I feel like back then, I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a quote from a show from Salem, okay,
Of
but
course.
they said that witches wanted their own country, and I think present day, we might be getting that a little bit.
A little bit,
A
and
little bit.
and that's
A
great.
little bit. A little bit. We might have
I
actually
am
gotten it.
I'm all for it. So, okay, when we're talking about witch versus the witchy aesthetic and, whatever, clothes, shoes, like the whole bit.
Mm.
When we're talking about like not undercover witches, what am I trying to say? Do you feel like every witch has to be, because
I
we both
mean,
know like heavy practitioners, light practitioners. I hate the word, but dabblers. I can't stand dabblers. Don't dabble.
mhm.
You kind of have to be all in or you kind of have to be all out.
Yeah,
That's just
literally.
my 2 cents and I'll let it go. What are your thoughts on like the, because we know some witches that only do like tarot or
Yeah,
only do like manifesting or only do candle work or whatever, whatever. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Give me your thoughts.
So, reel that back just a little bit. I'm sorry. I was
Mm,
getting called and I had to tell someone I was recording. So,
okay.
say the last few words.
So do you feel like being like in the witch community specifically, not the aesthetic really? Although I do know, okay, where's the fine line between crossing over from the aesthetic and practicing witchcraft? Because we both know people that have the aesthetic,
Mhm.
but either they don't practice or they like mildly do things like
Right,
tarot
right.
or some such
Work with
little.
crystals
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
right. Okay, okay. So, I mean, to me, and I mean, this is just my opinion. Do not crucify me for it. But to me, when you are I mean, the type of witch I am can be not such light in some eyes. You know what I mean? Some people's
Mm-hmm.
perspective. Because for me, I'll damn near just about anything for witchcraft. And when I say I'm a witch through and through, I mean I mean it. You know what I mean? It's something that I knowingly and acknowledgingly. That's not a word, but you get
That's
what
not a word. But yeah.
that's not a word. But as I knowingly practice and seek out ways to study and learn all I can about witchcraft whilst in this lifetime, and I dedicate myself to it, rather
Mm-hmm.
than and I dedicate myself to all of the interests that I have in all the areas that I can. For some people stick to their one, two little things and leave it at that. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I
There's
mean?
safe space. Safe space.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
so I don't know if I don't know if they would refer to themselves as witches doing just that. I only say that because the people I know that do stick to their little safe areas personally do not refer to themselves as witches. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like to be a witch, it's a little bit more than just having one or two hobbies of witchy hobbies, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Versus the actual practice of being a witch, like working with spirits, working with deities. Spiritually, it's a journey. Not only is it a craft that we practice and we do physically, but it's a spiritual journey as well. And, I think it takes a lot more than a few things to consider oneself a witch.
Yeah. I will add to that by saying once you, and I say this fully acknowledging how overwhelming it can get because you'll agree with this. When you get into casting, especially in the means of like herbs and things that you need for specific items related to specific spell work, it gets, that's where you kind of cross that. Like if you're just doing candle magic or if you're just doing divination, that's cool. That doesn't take up a lot of room. That's
No.
easy. However, when you start into the herbal magic part,
Mhm.
the herbal healing part, the herbal casting part, you can kiss so much of your space away because you're going to have jars because you need this for that. You need this for
Bundles of
that.
herbs,
Oh my God. I mean,
painting.
it goes and it goes and it never stops. It never seems, you think you have everything and you think it's something you want to do, you do some research and you go, oh shit, I don't have that.
Mhm.
Here goes another order. It gets
Mhm.
expensive, it takes up space, it takes up time, it's maintenance,
It's dedication.
dedication. So like I get some people staying in their happy zones. And before I was even like preteen,
Mhm.
I was already into like geology, rocks, archaeology, history. So I collected rocks from a young age, not knowing the magical side of them, but the actual side of them. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
And one of the guys my mom dated when I was probably like 8, 9, his name was Lloyd, and I didn't know why there was an extra L, so I call him Lloyd. Uh, it was weird. But I'll never forget him because he bought me my first rock and mineral book. He bought me my first miniature geology kit, and he bought me my first like rock collection kit and geode set.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, my mom dated him for like 5 minutes, and this dude was invested. He was like, "Oh, I'm invested." She had a '78 Buick, and gas prices were like under $1 back in the '80s. And he filled her tank up on the first date, and I know that man regretted it. I know that man regretted it. I mean, that was before we got to the nice restaurant that we had to eat on the floor because it was Japanese. I mean, he went all out. Dude, Lloyd went all in.
Lloyd went all out.
I mean,
I love that. That's a
he,
good name from now on.
yeah,
Lloyd.
Lloyd been Lloyd for 40 years, bro. Like that dude, I really wish I would have kept in touch with him. He was such a cool guy. He was so laid back. My mom would have ate him alive. Ate him alive. She knew that wasn't the one. But he was a good guy. He was a really
Yeah.
good guy. But like he's the one that introduced me to rocks, minerals, which leads you down to crystals.
Yes.
So when witchcraft came along in my teen years, 12,
Mhm.
13 hit, that's like, oh, I already have some knowledge here.
Right.
Let me apply it.
Right. So
So natural progression is what I was saying. That was a long-winded version, but
let
whatever.
me ask you though, at what point for you did you consider yourself a witch? And at what point did you go from being someone who was witchy and having interests versus when you actually, and if we will, with that terrible word, dabbled in certain respects, even though you weren't doing it magically speaking, but you already had one foot in the door, if you will,
Mhm. Mhm.
versus when you were like, okay, no, I like, what made the change?
Oof. It would have been solidly so the dabbling stage, the interested stage happened at 13.
Mm. As
Then
as it naturally does for some of
naturally,
us.
a few bit, you know. Um and then it was like, okay, well, it didn't I wasn't I knew about it, I studied it, I had little things here and there, of course, already. And then so then I was naturally drawn to the darker side of things, including people, which that would have put me in middle school, high school. And then the drugs happened. So, you halt for a little while.
Right.
You get your shit together again. So I would say like my mid-ish, early 20s.
Hmm.
Like not long after the boys and I I was getting my shit back together and I got my book because I wasn't scared anymore to have the book
Hmm.
because you carry some fear for your parents and you now I didn't correlate. So here comes that other thing. My mother, okay, so there was Lloyd with the rocks and the minerals. Well, my mom was into tarot.
Hmm.
So I did, but that correlation didn't come until
Much
probably a
later.
decade later. Yeah.
Okay.
that and that's when I was like, okay, so this has been in my life. And then you get into the other side, the herbology, and that's where my mother and my grandmother come in. Okay. So like I was connecting dots into my mid 20s on
Mm.
history without actually having a conversation with my mother. That didn't happen until my late to middle 30s.
Mm. Oh wow, really?
So yeah, so it was like a jump. There was huge timeline jumps in knowledge gained and knowledge pursued through interactions with myself, other people, and then my mother, because I came out to my parents as a pagan heathen in like 2009.
Hmm.
2007,
Okay.
and it didn't go well
With
with
what?
my. It didn't go well. My dad, the pagan, all very nearly to throwing me out of his house because he was born and bred Catholic. The John that you know now was not happy, and my mother, she wasn't happy, but she wasn't as mad as he was. Mind you, he never took us to church. Like, he wasn't a practicing Catholic
Right, right,
by
right,
this
right, right,
time,
right, right, right.
but he
But
was, but he had that indoctrination
yeah. I
of
mean, that's
like,
how it would have been
absolutely not.
if I first came out as a pagan to my old man, because
Hmm.
he was more okay with the witch thing than he was with the pagan thing, because he thought pagans was a straight fucking. I know, right? I know, but
It's so weird.
that's what the religions do to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking. But so that yeah, because he thought pagans were straight up just evil. Well,
Yeah.
there, but I mean, maybe he was more okay with the witch thing because he knew of Abuela, who was also known as a witch. You know,
Right.
so he knew good witches were a thing. It's just very rare. And then he brought pagan to the table, and then he was like, "No." And now here we are. You know what I
See,
mean?
I got something to say to that one comment.
Go ahead.
I don't think good witches are rare. I think they're just not seen
I agree.
because I feel like we're good. The things that we have done have always been for good.
Oh my God,
But
we literally found lost children. Like you cannot
yes.
say we're bad witches.
No, but like to the outside person that doesn't know what we're doing, has no clue what's going on, you know, what does good and bad mean to that type of person with no knowledge? So I think we just like, it's good and bad. It's like putting colors, like
Yeah.
the gray, the white, the red, the black. It's like, no, a witch is a witch. Her moral compass might be questionable, but a witch is a witch.
Right. Thank you.
You know what I mean? Like, good people do bad things for good reasons. Bad
Yeah.
people do good things for bad reasons. Like,
Yeah.
come on, it's all the
But
same.
it's all excuse me. There is no difference than someone who's not a witch that is just a little bit twisted with their morals or not. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
all
like,
we're all people, we're all human.
do you want to sit next to a witch at lunchtime or Dahmer? Let's be honest.
Let's be real. I'd rather sit next to a witch.
Yeah, I do want to talk to Dahmer. I just don't want to eat near him
I'll
because,
talk to him across the room. Yeah.
you don't need
I'll
to be
catch him at a
snaggish
different
around me,
time.
bitch.
Right, right. I'll catch him at a different time. He's hungry right now. You
Yeah,
understand?
like,
So I'll catch you after you've eaten.
yeah, I'll see you at recess, bitch.
Yeah, my point. I'll see you at fucking
No.
snack time with a pair of scissors over your damn neck.
Right? Like, okay, that was graphic. Wow.
Well, we saved how many people if we did that?
No, that's true. That's true.
Talk
Okay.
about graphic.
Well, shit. We're not
Shit,
getting into
right,
that.
right. Shit. Anyway,
So, okay, what part? So, in your opinion, when does the
uh-huh.
line cross for you? I think you kind of answered this, but I'm going to ask it in more of a straightforward way because I'm looking at these notes. So, like somebody that practices meditation, which or no?
No, not always.
Someone that's active in their shadow work.
No, not always. I mean, no, not always.
Okay. Someone that likes holistic medicine.
Doesn't make them a witch. I don't think anything like because these are the things that give people that have the things in common. You know what I mean? Versus witchy
Right.
versus witch. These are the things that the interests that both witchy people and witches have. It's things that witches like holistic medicine, if you will, like that you can round that history up to the fucking witches and the pharmacoutes, which are was translated, for
Mm-hmm.
healers, pharmacists. You know what I mean?
Pharmacologist. Yeah.
Exactly, with witches and everything. So, um, so it's a
So,
lot of their history that comes from witches, but to practice one or another doesn't make them that. If they're
right.
practicing all of these, then I'm gonna be like, okay, now I'm questioning, are you a witch or not? You know what I mean? Because a few of them, sure, all of them,
Makes you wonder, but it doesn't actually lead to full blown witch. You could do all of these things and be like, no, I'm not a witch.
I
I'm
mean,
not a witch. What makes the difference is
to me, like when like to me when I specifically think of a witch, I think of someone who manipulates natural energies around them and has the power to literally change the physical world just off of their thoughts without
Mm-hmm.
actually, like, if you listen, if you look across the room and you focus in on something busting over someone's head and just all of a sudden it happens with like literally no fucking cause or effect other than it just spontaneously boom. I mean, that's a witch right there. You
But
use
it's
your
still
thought.
debatable. There's still doubt there. Okay. In
Well,
my head, there's still okay. Okay.
mm,
Say you're casting evil eyes at somebody, not literally, you're
yeah.
just like giving them the stink eye because they piss you off, and then they walk by a bookshelf and a book falls and smacks them in the head. That's okay. I could see it. However, that's also physics. They walked by, they stepped on something that shook the book was loose, the book fell, cause and effect, right?
Hmm.
When what I would say, it's in the active acknowledgement of casting. You're casting, you're being intentional with your energy, focused in on someone, something, or someplace,
Right.
intentionally doing certain things in a certain order, in a certain time, to present something to happen down the road
See,
or wherever.
okay.
Go.
I, okay, because what you said to me are two of the same thing, but the only thing that was different was the acknowledgement.
Mm-hmm.
Because that, okay, that I agree with. Because I was gonna say, because I was gonna argue the whole physics conversation, because
I
that,
knew you were.
well, I was, because that all is, because all of that is real, and that's exactly what happened. But that is the witchcraft. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when I put a curse on someone to get in a car accident, and then 2, 3 days later they're driving on route something something, and then a deer come out of nowhere and boom, totals their car, breaks his
Like,
leg. I'm just saying. I'm just
plausible
saying that
deniability,
that's
though. Like,
physics cause and effect. But
yeah.
what looking that's looking at the lower picture, at the small picture. Look at the big picture. What caused all that? Maybe the energetic vibrations of someone's intention and will and spell. But
Right.
I agree with you where, and that's the thing about witches, because, and this is the thing about witches versus humans, right? All humans have the ability of being witches. The thing that
Mm-hmm.
makes, because anyone can cast a spell, and like you said, even with the evil eye, you can, whether you mean to or not, you give people, it's a very common curse that people do without knowing it.
Yeah.
So everyone's doing spell work, everyone's casting spells and making wishes come true and all this shit. They're just not actively knowing about it. And then they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna chalk it up to some whatever bullshit that is true or not true, or not look at the whole picture, whatever the fuck, depending on what we're talking about. And then there's the someone that is aware of it, acknowledges it, and then continues to keep doing it.
Divine intervention, I think, is the word you were looking for. Most people of a certain background or any religious affiliation, they would chalk things up that they wished for, manifested
Yeah,
into divine
yeah,
intervention. Thank God, blah, 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 blah.
right,
Something finally came through for me. Thank God, blah, 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 blah. No problem. No hate, no shade. Everybody's got to have a reason.
right.
But like, let's look at the finer points of it is you wished, you and you got it. You prayed, so you manifested, you spoke to spirit,
Mhm.
you
You put that intention
manifested,
out.
yeah, your energy manifested the action in which you wanted.
Hmm.
You can thank whoever you want to. It's this, and that's where I get mad when religion comes into play and people start throwing these, you work with the devil. Okay, and you work with God.
Hmm.
What's your point? We're both accomplishing the same thing. Well, it doesn't matter what name you want to put on the deity.
Hmm.
We're going about the same thing in the exact same way.
Hmm. And if you dare assume because of who I'm working with that I'm causing evil, then I'm gonna look at you a
That's
little weird.
yeah,
Because why would I be doing evil? Are you doing evil?
right,
Are you out to
right.
try to just hurt innocent people? Because that's weird.
It
Because I'm
is.
thinking no matter who you're talking to, everyone's doing everything for the betterment of themselves and for
Yes.
the world around them, their environment, the people they love and care about, a spiritual evolution, and having a safe environment. So if you're out here just trying to fucking cause harm and harm babies and kill innocents, like then if that's where your brain goes, then I question who you are and what you've been through, and maybe you need a little healing.
Well, that's why it's like when people start showing that they like the darker side of things and they like the darker aesthetic because it's more homey, it pulls you in, you feel safe in your little cave,
Hmm.
whatever. Then, yeah, thank gosh, because I'm tired of the dogma and stigma that comes with witchcraft, occult, paranormal. We all get shit on all the time because you don't because we don't do what you do, it's bad.
Hmm.
Well, what if we started thinking that way? Well, oh, God,
Hmm.
Jesus, gross.
Hmm.
Like, how could you dare? We sound stupid, which I,
Cannibalism? Let's get out.
right, the blood. Are you
Come
serious?
on.
Vampirism.
Come on. Family.
I, it just is so stupid. But they're so used to saying it, and we're so used to hearing it that it's just like, okay, whatever. We don't really it's not like we can buck up.
No.
Buck it up is not the right answer to nothing. I mean, unless somebody's coming at you, like
Right.
take
Well,
do
you
good,
know
take no
what?
shit.
You know what the lady Chablis always said, right?
I love Lady Chablis. Tell me what she said.
Two tears in a bucket.
Fuck it,
Motherfuck it.
motherfuck it. You're right. You're right. You're right. I loved her. I'm so sad she's dead.
Oh my god, I can't believe she's dead.
Yeah, she was ahead. She was literally ahead of her time.
No, literally. But you know what? And people loved her though.
Hmm.
People, a lot of people did not, but a lot of people did love her.
Yeah, and if no one knows who we're talking about, please go watch
If no one knows what we're
Mid.
talking about, get some fucking culture. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. It's a great book. It's a great movie. It's a lot of it's a
And
lot. It's
and
good.
it's great. It's got a lot of things. There is a line in the book that I cannot say, but it does sum it up very much. And
Mm,
what I will say to that is it's the real Lady Chablis playing herself in the
mhm.
movie as well.
Mhm.
So that's why go watch it. She's phenomenal, and she's so
Yes,
fucking funny.
she is. And she's so herself.
She is.
I will say she's probably
She's Dad's
and
favorite character, I think.
that's hilarious.
I know.
She was unapologetically true to herself in life and in this movie and in death and all that. Like
Mm.
if she I look, if I could conjure her to
Oh, I
be
would.
my spirit guide,
I
girl.
would.
I love her. I love Minerva. It's a great movie. It's got John Cusack, Jude Law. This is not sponsored, but it sounds like it.
I know.
Uh,
Just
and
go
Kevin,
watch.
just go watch it. Kevin Spacey, a young hot Jude Law. Oh well,
Oh my God, no. What do you mean?
he
Oh
was on the
well.
edge. Well, because he was like the youngest version of him I've ever seen. So he wasn't like fully in his manhood yet. He was still got gangly and skinny and
Well, I don't know what he looked like when he got older, but he was hot in that
what
movie.
Jude Law. Jude Law. Jude Law's hot to this day. Been to the store, but okay, I gotta go to Dad's. Um, and John Cusack's one of my all-time favorite actors.
Yeah,
All-time favorite, hands down.
yeah. No, so I've seen him. I've seen, I think Kevin Spacey in what was it? It was a
He's been in
show.
a lot.
It was a show. It was a political show. I
I'm
want to
not
say House of
sure.
Cards,
Oh yeah, maybe.
right? Right? I don't know. Anyway, long story short, so great fucking phenomenal movie. Suggest you
Yeah.
watch it. It's based on a true story.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
literally currently reading the book. I'm halfway through it, and I have my coworker reading the book. She's probably already surpassed me at this point.
Probably. I can't believe you're not through it. You could read a book that size in like a day.
I know, I know.
But you're also watching it in the back, or you were earlier watching it in the background.
Let me need to mind your business.
Sorry. I just really love it. And the culture in Savannah is so strange because it's like if you took New Orleans and Charleston and smushed them together and they made a perfectly laid out baby by the water, That's
Yeah.
Savannah.
They say
That
Charleston is Savannah's sister city,
I mean, yeah, but
and there can
so
be a lot of feud.
yeah, yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of feud. Let me tell you, Big Sis was ugly. Anyway, um, she got destroyed. Let's this Charleston could be such a beautiful city,
Yeah.
but due to its
Well,
past,
yeah.
and I don't mean
And
past as in
now
like
it's like overpopulated.
political. Oh, it's horrible.
Oh my
It's
God.
disgusting. I
So,
mean, it's not disgusting. There are some very beautifully historic and taken care of parts of Charleston proper. However, it's just like any other big city. You've got your good parts and your bad parts, and unfortunately, due to economic hardship, bad parts are taken over. So,
yeah.
but Charleston and Savannah differ in the fact that Savannah was the first planned city, so it
Mhm.
was organized in the grid pattern. So you can get anywhere with no, I mean, it's all squared out. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
literally.
And it's beautifully laid out. And in what was it, the Civil War or the
Which
Brit or the
there was a lot.
Revolutionary?
Look, there's a lot of wars that happened when it comes to Savannah. A lot of history when it comes to Savannah. You have Civil War, Revolutionary War, part of the Spanish American War. Not
Yeah,
that it didn't see battle, but there was soldiers that stayed there in
yeah,
Savannah.
yeah,
A lot of them died due to disease.
yeah.
But
Yellow fever struck like 4 or 5 times every
um,
10 years.
oh my God, there's so
It,
much.
but it was preserved to a manner of there is more of that city preserved than a lot of other southern towns
Hmm.
in the same time era
I'm pretty sure
because
that is due to the seven historic women, right?
that and the fact that when they knew we were gonna like they knew they were coming to attack us, right?
Oh, you're
I
talking
say
about in the
us.
war, right? You
Yeah,
that
the
one was
civil
the Civil War when the
yeah,
North
Civil
was
War.
coming,
Yeah,
and
they
they
didn't burn
and
the they were like, no, we gave up. They gave up. They were like, nope, nope. I'd rather you come in welcomed than
I
destroy
think,
my city.
and if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that is the story. Because didn't they? Because weren't wasn't the North burning everything?
Yeah, they were if you didn't secede or
Yeah, they were gonna burn the city
back
down.
down, they were it was destroyed. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that was the same story in the beginning of the movie. That so when he got to Savannah, they basically partied and indulged him in drinking and
Yeah.
music and
Yeah.
everything until he spared the city and was like, you know what? And and Savannah surrendered. They said, "This is don't destroy us." And he said, "All right, it's beautiful here. I'm drunk and I love it. And war is over. And let's go home."
Yeah. Yeah, the city was spared. So there's I mean there have been fires just like any other town built in that
Yeah.
era that, buildings have been lost, but so much of that original city was built
They
brick laid
stayed true to
anyway.
their original architect,
Yeah.
even with remaking things.
Yeah, it's a great city. I would encourage anybody to go visit. It's got that dark it's like if you took the French Quarter and just made a city.
Yeah,
It's the very much Savannah proper is you're gonna get that vibe. Like it's got
yeah.
that same vibe. It's got the same dark undertones. It's very similar cuisine.
The
Um,
cuisine. Oh my! Listen,
yeah.
we got to get off this thing. Can you tell we love Savannah, guys?
Oh my God.
I'm
Yeah.
hearing thunder, and I would like to have a smoke before we're
Yes,
done.
we do. 48 minutes of Witch versus Witchy. We love you. Everything's awesome.
Love you. Thank you. Don't fake it and try to make a profit because that's something we don't like.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's that one thing. Yeah.
yeah.
Don't be a
Don't.
fake witch and take people's money. Because it's just the
That's bad.
person it's bad juju, it's
Hmm.
bad karma, and that person that paid you is just using the placebo. I mean, it's they're not using it, they don't even know what's happening, but it's that
Right.
manifestation. They're
Right.
really doing the work for themselves. They're just paying you
Yes, because
for no
now that because they
reason.
have an intent, they pay you. Now they believe and they know it's done, and that is the manifestation right there that makes it happen. Nothing that a fake witch did. And so
Yeah.
watch out for the fake aesthetic people that use the aesthetic to make a profit because we
Yeah,
don't
we
fuck
don't
with
like
them.
them. We don't like
But
they can't sit with us.
they can't sit with us, not at our table. Okay. But yeah, so
Mm-mm.
only authentics. Yeah, I'm hearing thunder, so we gotta work.
Okay. All right.
Thank
Bye
you
guys. Till the next
guys.
time. Love
Mwah, love
y'all.
you.
Bye.
Bye.